Andrea. Sorry, I'm a little sick, but I'm so excited to finally be able to record this video for you. Today, I really wanted to go through the brand proposal that we put together for you. My team is currently working on putting together your website right now, and I'm so excited to show you that too. That won't be today, but today I really wanted to go through our brand proposal for you. So we actually came up with 3 different brands. They all kind of look similar. They all have similar elements, but they all have something different about them, and I'm really excited to share them with you. The first one is my favorite, and I think we went a little bit of a newer direction. It's a branding that I've always wanted to do, and after doing a lot of research, I thought it would really work with your audience. I would really love your opinion, and don't worry. So if you happen to not like any of the brand proposals we have today, don't worry. What we'll do is we'll set up a call, talk about what you like, what you didn't like, what we can do better, where can we improve. We'll do a little more research, and then we'll jump into getting you exactly what you like. So I just want to have that disclaimer because I want you to know that this is your brand and we want to get it perfect. So there's no pressure, and I always want to give that disclaimer. Sorry about my cats. I'm home today. Disclaimer ahead of time. So let's just jump into it. All right, so the brand proposal is probably about 20 pages, so I'll try to zoom through it as quickly as possible. This is the table of contents. We'll skip over that. Brand guide, that just tells you what it is. All right, so this is fun. So this is our mood board that we came up with. So based on your answers and based on the call that we had, you told me that you really wanted a dope brand that people can relate to. It was easy to understand. You told me that you liked brands like Airbnb, Instagram, which are very minimal but very modern and colorful brands. And by minimal and colorful, what I mean is they have a lot of white or black or very neutral colors, and then they have 1 or 2 really bright colors that bring it together. For Instagram, for example, it's a gradient. For Airbnb, it's that pinkish salmon color. So this is the mood board that I came up with. I think it is going to be colors that are going to be around for a while, so you won't have to update your branding for a while. And I really liked, you had given me an idea. You said during our call that you really liked a lens flare. So I was really looking for brands that kind of had a gradient lens flare, and this is kind of where we landed with that. So ones that I particularly liked were this A24 one with that flare right here. It's very simple and clean. And so, yeah, I really loved this thing right here. I hope you can see my mouse, but that we're experiencing technical difficulties. I loved how that brought that TV element. And then over here, I love the different typography put together to create that design driven. I think that looks really cool, but I also wanted it to be minimalistic so that if it sat alone, it would still work. So I have a lot of different layouts to show you today. So this was our mood board to start. And then our approach. Okay. Oops. So our approach, I'm going to read this to you. It was really fun to work on this and do a lot of research. I've always wanted to do kind of somewhat of a retro modern brand. A lot of my branding kind of revolves around this feeling of nostalgia, and I really loved bringing that into your brand. So for Showstopper Lane Productions, our strategy was carefully crafted to embody Andrea's vision and personality. Andrea emphasized the inclusion of a showstopper pose in your logo, so that was something that was a non-negotiable, and so that is something that we did build into each of our different proposals, and you'll see that there's a lot of different ways that we did that. And she desired the vinyl logo to be professional, dope, creative, and trustworthy. These are the 5 words that I asked you to give me. Obviously, I love dope, creative, but professional and trustworthy are so important, especially in these big production companies. Additionally, she expressed a fondness for lens flare effects. So that's what you saw in that mood board. We had a lot of gradient colors mixed in with that stark black and white, which I loved. A lot of the clients that you showed me, competitors or people in the same industry you showed me have a lot of that same stark color, but I really wanted to bring in something different with that too. From these inputs, we developed 3 distinct logo types, drawing inspiration from retro television channels like MTV, classic cartoons, and modernizing them to reflect Andrea's bold and dynamic persona. Our color palette primarily features neutral tones such as cream and black, complemented by a gradient inspired by television screens to add vibrant accent. This approach ensures the branding is both contemporary and striking, aligning with Andrea's distinctive style. All right. Trying to go to the next slide. Hey, I messed up halfway through the presentation. I pressed some weird button, so hopefully the video isn't too funky. So back to it. So this is our first primary persona. So this is based on the primary persona form that we sent over to you. I loved your answers. Me and my team, we jump into a lot of research looking at where do these people consume their media? How do they talk? What do they do? And I'll be honest, production is definitely a new area for me. So learning what services that look like and knowing that your business kind of customizes it and tailors it to the needs of the client was a bit of a challenge for us to figure out, like, what are the goals of your primary persona and what answers does your business give them? Because that's something that's really important to bring into the branding. How much money do they make? What kind of aesthetic speaks to them? Where do they work? Where do they live? So doing a lot of research, this is where we came up with, and I won't read this whole thing to you because it's super long, but first primary persona would be Alex Johnson. 35 to 45, $150,000 income. He lives in major cities like Los Angeles, New York, Nashville, Chicago, those major tri-city areas. 3 words to describe his persona: corporate, creative, and forward-thinking. I love those 3 for this persona. So they hold a senior position in a linear channel social media company agency. Their role is to blend the business and creative responsibilities, requiring constant innovation and forward thinking. Frustrations, managing and optimizing budgets. I found that was a really big issue. High turnover rates in the industry and pressure to be the first to market new ideas. Obviously, we all want to be the pioneers of new innovative ideas. And so his goals are developing and sustaining long-term content projects, keeping budgets under control without compromising creativity, continuously innovating and thinking outside the box. And so the problems that Showstopper Lanes produce are long-term strategic thinking for content development. Obviously, you offer very custom and tailored options for each of your clients, effective budget management for creative perspective, innovative ideas that push the boundaries of current trends and formats. So I'll let you go through this one in detail, but that was our first primary persona. So this is something we wanted to speak to with our branding, as well as our secondary persona. Jamie. So Jamie is also really fun because she's kind of like an independent studio, small business. And this is someone that you can coach, someone that is more like hands-on with your projects versus maybe Alex, who is going to be more hands-off, but like kind of like leading with you, versus this one where she's going to be kind of like a sponge for you. So Jamie is 30 to 40, income 80 to 120,000. I feel like that could be maybe a little higher, maybe. Yeah. So I feel like it's kind of a range. I feel like Alex could be like 150 to like way up there, So Jamie is a mid-level executive or manager at a smaller production company or an independent studio that they own, creative agency. This role involves hands-on management of smaller scale production projects. Her frustrations are a limited budget that constrain their creative ideas, resource management, including time and talent coordination, staying competitive and relevant in a rapidly evolving industry. That's the biggest thing that small businesses face, is that it's hard to have an edge against corporate when budget is a limitation, you don't have as many people, and so on. So it really takes an expert like you to come in and say, these are the things that you need to focus on. So her goals are delivering high quality content that stands out with budget constraints, efficiently managing resources and maximizing team productivity, building a reputation for innovation and creative excellence. And the problems that you solve for her as Showstopper Lanes Productions would be offering creative solutions that fit within tight budgets, providing expertise in resource management to streamline production processes, delivering innovative ideas that help smaller productions compete with larger ones. And I really feel like that's going to come through with either a coaching or just like a hybrid approach. There's so many different ways that we talked about during our call that I think that you can help her. So these are the 2 personas that we came up with to kind of create this brand around. So the first brand, I think, is going to be the next slide. I'm really excited about, and also really nervous because I think it's going to be a direction that you might not have thought of. So here we go. Option 1. So you can kind of see a sneak peek of this. I created I spent way too much time making these mock-ups. I was having way too much fun. So I apologize about that, but this is just like an ID card. I made so many different things where I'm like, where can we use her branding that would be like really fun? And, since you've worked on so many like award shows, I figured you need like those cool little lanyards and, just so much fun merch. So here we go. Yep. This is our first one. So I know it's a totally different direction, but let me tell you what my idea was. My idea was, I love the idea of retro cartoons made modern. And so this is a film reel, like TV. And, I will tell you, he is doing this instead of this. And so I do have my team working on re-editing his his hands to do this instead. If you do like this logo, he will be doing this instead of this. So that was a little bit, yeah. So just imagine him actually doing the pose a little bit better. So I wanted to get this to you as quickly as possible to get your feedback. So imagine him doing that. So it's a retro reel with Showstopper Lane and then Productions. I really wanted to bring street style. I was really inspired by like New York street art and then LA, kind of bringing that together to create this retro modern cartoon guy. He's really cute on like t-shirts, hats, embroidery, like he really fit in so many different places. And I really wanted to bring in the production part, which is why he is a film reel. And this under part right here just says production, development, talent development, and consulting, which are the services that you had let me know that you work on. And then on the right, we have a kind of like a sneaky peek at what like maybe the website could look like, maybe not. We're still working on it, but just to kind of show you what that would look like in real life. So here's another brand marker version of it, SLP. So as you can see, this is what he looks like when he's standing on it, and we have Showstopper Lane. And forgive me, I did not know your location, so I just put New York for now, but we can change that. I know you work all over the place from city to city, but I kind of think it would be cool to have your city there that you originate from, or we can put something else there as well. But established 2020, obviously these are all fillers, so we can just fix that as we go. But yeah, I wanted to show you that there's a difference between the SLP brand mark and then the main logo, which you can see right here on this wall, and then also a long lay version of this logo, which would be on this billboard. Like, just this building would be so sick if it was yours too. Like, I love it. So this is kind of the primary logo premise. It revolves around this guy, and then this really cool, like we have this very standard font, which I like because it's very clean. When I was looking at a lot of your competitors, they used very clean fonts. And so we have our primary logo and our secondary logo, and I really wanted to bring in something bold, but like not perfect. Like I said, I was really inspired by street art after looking into your audience base. And you can see that here. It's like really bold. It's not perfect. It's like kind of retro. It's also modern. So I wanted to bring in, like I said, that nostalgia, but keep it modern and relatable. So let's go to the next one. Some more layouts. So this is the original logo again, right next to a different type of layout with an arch around it. Again, that bold font. And then I really liked I wanted to digitize a little bit and bring in some new stuff. So this is a different kind of layout, and then we can put your website right here. There's so many different ways that I could lay this out for you, just to show you can make stickers, you can make business cards, you can put it on billboard. There's so many ways you can display this. Here's some more. Like I said, I had too much fun making these mock-ups for you. We got a TV right here. I was really trying to find like an award show that I can kind of like put your logo on. This is the closest I could get was these screens, which I thought was actually kind of fun to do. Just imagine like, the Windows logo like this, but it's your logo. I loved it. If you wanted to put your logo on a window on vinyl, this is what it would look like. I love that. You can see a shadow. It's very bold. And there he is on a t-shirt again. So again, I did take this in a new direction. It's okay if you're like, I'm not really feeling the cartoon guy. No problem at all. This was my personal favorite. And then the next one I'm going to show you is a little bit closer to the things that we discussed during our meeting. So let's go into option 2. Option 2, sneak peek. Okay, so like I said, I really loved the television aspect of this. So I brought in some VCR mock-ups just to kind of show how fun the branding can be done, with production. I know you're going to have a lot of pictures of like the things that you've done with like award shows and stuff, but I thought it'd be cool to show the branding in different ways that like, again, bring that feeling of nostalgia. So I created this VCR, like videotape mock-up, which was super fun. And as you can see here, we have very similar typography, but what has changed now is the actual pose, and we've added in that lens flare. So here we have this little gradient right here, which is that lens flare. And he's standing on top of SLP, Showstopper Lane Productions. And you can see kind of a sneak peek right here of what it will look like long lay, but I'll show you in just a second. So sneak peek. And here we go. So here is the long logo. And so I have the Showstopper pose of him standing on both sides of it. And it looks really cool because it looks kind of like he's holding it up, which I love. And he can also go to the side of it. He can go on top of it. He can stand alone. This icon is so cute. And I've made him like full black outline and white, so that if you have like a black and white document where you can't have gradients, we can totally do that. And it still looks pretty cute. So this is kind of him on a t-shirt. And then, yeah, here's our long lay logo. Here's that SLP again. So as you can see, that difference between the retro cartoon real guy and this guy is it's the same position, but different icon. And you can see him here on the wall. And then boom, I have him here on this billboard, which I kind of love. Yeah, I love him in both of these. So this is him. And so we took a direct cut of Shawn Michaels and you, and we kind of like just tailored it a little bit to cut him out to make him more of a person, but a little bit more generalized. So it didn't look like either person. I didn't want it to be like super gender specific, but it is a little bit more manly, like the shape. So that's why I was trying to keep it so you didn't know who it was. So yeah, here is some more of the layouts. And then more layouts here. So like I said, we can have them on top like this. I think that looks super cute. Showstopper Lane with that bold font. And then this eye right here might be displaying funny right now because I'm in a preview mode. So that eye isn't supposed to look like that. I'm sorry. I don't know if it'll look like that on the actual view, but just wanted to note that. And here we have the original Longley logo as well, where it looks like there's the two of them. So again, here we have some more mock-ups. This is the window mock-up of the Longley, and then the brand mark right here. I just think it sits really cute. It's really bold. I love it. And then this is it on a t-shirt. Oh, and now we're in option 3. Oh wait, no, this is still option 2, but I put the wrong ID. Oopsie, sorry about that. Option 3. Okay, so this one was really fun. It's supposed to be a video. I wish it was actually playing, but that's okay. So as you can see, it has a little bit of a font change here, right? It's still similar. It's still that bold. And I told you I really liked the aspect of TV, you know, like there's so many different layers to TV. And so here we have a film, and then here we have a very non-gendered like person doing the showstopper pose as well. And so let me just go to the next one because I think this shows it better. There we go. So as you can see, we have him in the full white here. And this one's a lot more fun. So we took that same picture, both of you, and traced it out and then created this geometric person. And he's super cute. And more, gender neutral, I would say, and more, geometric. But still has that fun typography to keep it that creative and dope street, like New York City branding. But still have the showstopper pose, but not be too person-like or too cartoony. You know, it's a much more clean branding here. So this is the main logos, and this is what it looked like in a window. And here you go. We can see him with the gradient now and that bold font. And here we have, once again, that billboard that I love. So you can see he's the gradient, and now it looks more like the showstopper pose is next to it rather than holding it up. It looks kind of like he's holding it up here. I hope you can see my mouse. And then we have that t-shirt. See, there. That was supposed to be option 3 highlight, but that's okay. Sorry, I got caught off there. Okay, so now we're getting into like kind of where I just started getting a little delusional, and I just started having fun. So then, like I said, I was really inspired. So these were some of the first mock-ups that I was doing when I was working, and I was just kind of drawing and trying to figure out what I liked. I wonder if I can move my bubble. I don't think I can, but here's some additional options for you. I just wanted to show that you have a ton of different options to pick from. So the 3 that I had made it into like the mock-ups as the original 3 options were the ones we worked the most on. But I have probably realistically like 8 different logos for you to look at. So I will actually send you a long sheet of all of the logos I drew out and then concepted. So if any of those stand out to you more, let me know and I'll continue working on them. But here is some mock-ups of additional logos that I put together. And let me tell you why I like them. So this one, again, this is a totally different font than we've seen. I love it because it is very clean. It's like New York newspaper almost. And then we have Lane, which is like almost like bubble graffiti. So like I said, I really wanted to bring in street style, art, creativity, and then professionalism. And I think this logo did that. But it doesn't have that icon. I didn't add any of the either the film reel or the people or the geometric guy. So this is kind of a standalone. I could add those in if you like this. This is just a quick idea that I had, and I was like, let me just put it there so she can see it. I want you to see all the options we came up with. And then this one, I'm not gonna lie, he's totally one of my favorites, but I didn't think he was good enough to make the cut because he's a little goofy looking. But this is the original outline that I did of Shawn Michaels, and you can see that because he has no neck. And then I just drew a little smiley face, and I don't know, I just thought he was cute, so I threw him in. But as you can see, it wasn't a complete logo because it says Showstopper Productions and not Showstopper Lane, but he made the cut, so I threw him in so you can see him. Fun. Now we're in the colors. So like I said, here it looks like there's a lot more color. The thing is with color, there's a lot of hierarchy, and so I want to make sure that it's clear that we really would like, see this mock-up right here really shows that it's like very clean colors and then that accent gradient. So the gradient is for things that are going to really stand out, something you really want to pop, especially like things like your logo or like Your reward shows are going to have a lot of that color. It's going to be those primary things like look at this, and then the hierarchy. So the text might be black or white, depending on which color scheme we go with, like either inverted, you know what I mean? And so here's those three main colors, which I picked because I felt like, again, it reminded me kind of like, here's a VCR color, here's TV, and here's that cream color, which I like because I don't really love bright white. I always kind of like different colors. And so I wanted to bring somewhat of like a oat milk color in. And so these are going to be our main colors. And then these four are actually the colors I used to create this gradient, which you can't see the blue on this one because it's too small of a bar right now. But as you can see, it goes from blue to this orange. So blue, purple, pink, orange, right? So we have these colors, retro pink, Fanta, dusty blue, grapes, create this gradient right here. And now we have our typography. This is so fun. And so this features most of the typography from most of the logos, the ones that I worked the most on. So obviously, if there's one that you like more, let me know. But these were the ones that I love. So these are the fonts and their hierarchy. So like, for example, most of your logos have this bold Sunday Grapes. That's the font name, which I thought was super cute. And then the Tick Skyer Hero. This is going to be kind of like most of your header on your website. Like you saw on that mock-up prior to this, it was a very clean font. I want things to be readable and professional. And that's why we're going to mostly use this one on the website. But things that need to stand out, we might use this for very like maybe one call to action or specific things, So this top font is very specific versus this one, which is going to be kind of your header. This is kind of a subheader. This is what those tiny font, if you saw on the logos, it said like production, development, talent development, and consulting. That's going to be like this one. So it's kind of like a sub header. And then your body text is IT Commons Pro, super readable, looks really beautiful with almost any like header. We want to keep the body clean because we want, like I said, we're bringing these fun elements in, but to keep it professional, we use them very strategically. So that's why we keep everything else very clean. And that's the end. Okay, so we've reached the end. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put together this file. I'll put it into an email along with that really long brand sheet for you that covers all of the logos. I'm going to try and make a video for that one too. That's very quick. So I can kind of go over my ideas for each of them, but I'll make it super fast and probably attach it to this video. So I guess maybe I'll see you in like 3 seconds if that works. If not, I can't wait to hear your feedback. I loved working on this. And again, I just want to reiterate that if any of these are like, I love this, but I don't love that, or if you're like, this is a completely different direction, what we'll do again is we'll hop on a call and we'll kind of pick through what did you like, what didn't you like? Let's look at other brands. What do you like about them? What do you not like about them? And we'll jump right back into fixing that. So I don't want you to feel pressured. I always want to reiterate that with my clients, this is your brand. And this is the strategy we came up with in the creative direction that we took. But again, we want to meet that expectation for you. So like I said, can't wait to hear your feedback, and I'll show you the rest of the logos in just a second. Okay. Bye. It worked. Okay. Yay. I'm new to this program for recording, so sorry. Okay, so this is kind of the layout of all of the different logos that we came up with. Like I said, we came up with a lot. And so you can kind of see this film reel guy. Like I said, he's my favorite. So he made it all over the place. Like he was so cute. So I put him in different kinds of like layouts. So you can see Showstopper. And then right here it says Lane Productions. I felt like that didn't highlight Lane enough, which is why I created the other one. And then you can see it down here, Lane, a little bit better. But I did like this one. It's cute. I can always change it to say 2024. There's so many different things I can do. And then I thought, like on TV, they have like the action. So I created this guy, which is literally that thing. I don't know what it's called, but love it. And it has Showstopper Lane Productions. And the cool part about that logo is it has that same like New York style clean font on the top, and then a handwritten Productions. Again, getting inspired by that street art style. And then I kind of was sitting there and I was like, what is, Showstopper Lane. So then I created a street sign because I was like, that sounds fun. And so this one says Showstopper Lane, and then again with that handwritten Productions on the side. So this was kind of a sketch. Honestly, I think we can use this as just like an illustration on random things too. It was just something I created and was like, this could work. Maybe not, it's not a full logo, but whatever, it's here. You can see the person guy. And so we have so many different layouts that like this was a handwritten font. Like these didn't make it into the actual proposal, but I wanted to show you all the options we did end up coming with so you can see everything. You can see our geometric guy. You can see my little outline guy. He reminds me of Bigfoot. I call him my Bigfoot logo. And then we have another version of the Showstopper Lane Productions wheel, or this thing, but with less lines and different layouts. So you can see the Showstopper guy in the corner, Showstopper guy in the corner, and you're going to be able to zoom in. I don't think I can on this presentation, unfortunately. And yeah, so these are all the different types of logos that we put together. I wanted you to be able to see kind of where our head was when creating this. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, and you can see the different fonts, like in this bottom right corner film reel guy, you can see like an italicized, almost TV font here too. So different ideas that we had. So let me know what your thoughts. And yeah, thanks for listening.